Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life.
Hey, welcome back to another exciting episode of Next to Madison. I am your host, Madison Malloy. This is episode 173. We are diving back into the crypto space. I'm actually sitting down with the CEO of one of the largest media crypto companies. So the ones that are covering the breaking news, information, research. Great resource. Cointelegraph is the company name. So I'm excited to hear from her. We'll have a conversation about where we think crypto is going with upcoming rate hikes, upcoming regulations. More people are losing faith, I feel, in the current financial system, and they're turning to alternatives like crypto. So I don't know if they're going to be kind of as correlated when we see kind of, the NASDAQ or the S&P drop, if we're going to see as much of a drop on the crypto as we keep moving forward. I think, in my opinion, people are going to start seeking alternative assets. There's many people in the crypto space, but we still need a lot more mass adoption, which we're seeing, month over month. Obviously, the markets, have been impacted and have been down, which has sent a lot of people kind of running. But those who really understand and believe in the fundamentals and blockchain and Web3 and decentralization understand that the value is there. And these are actually great buying opportunities. But again, this is not financial advice. I am not a registered financial advisor. These are my opinions and the opinions of my guest. We just provide you with the information and encourage you to always do your own research before investing and only invest what you can afford to lose. And really, keep in mind kind of, or have on the forefront of your mind, what it really is your risk tolerance. What is the time that you need the money? And people don't be scared of bear markets. I mean, bear markets are where the most millionaires and billionaires are made, right? They see an opportunity, they see a sale price. For me, I look at the crypto market and I'm like, wow, it's like shopping, at a discount store, shopping at TJ Maxx. I'm getting a great project that I personally believe in at a deep discounted rate. So don't discount these times. Keep an eye on it. Obviously, I kind of thought maybe, and so a lot of people, things had, bottomed out at the beginning of August, and maybe we were on the trajectory back up. And obviously, it was not the case. It kept going down a little bit more. But, there's a lot of great news and resource platforms like the one we're talking to today that can give you the information so you can help make a proper investment decision for yourself. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a brief break, hear from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back with our guest on this episode of Next to Madison.
This episode is brought to you by Balance 7. Balance 7 is a concentrated alkaline with a pH of 11+. I didn't realize that acidosis is responsible for almost every infectious disease in our world today. With COVID-19 and the world opening back up, I started taking Balance 7, and after 3 days of taking it, I feel better, I have more energy, my focus is better, I think clearer. This supplement is amazing. Thanks, Dr. Noristani, for the recommendation. And all Next to Madison listeners are able to try it today by visiting balance7.com and enter code word Madison for a complimentary gift and free shipping.
We are back with our amazing guest. We've got the CEO of Cointelegraph with us today. So excited. I'd like to welcome Anna Drinevskaya. I told her I was going to screw up her name, so you pronounce it.
Anastasia Drinevskaya. Well, it's hard, but you're pretty amazing in this, so no worries.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. So the first thing I have to say is address your hair because you're going to a fun event, so everyone kind of knows what's going on.
Yes, like this is like not my regular style and not usual style. Like if you're thinking that's like I'm freaky 16 years old teenager, no, I'm not. I decided to go to Burning Man unexpectedly. It just happened to me. It wasn't a plan, it wasn't a wish, but you know, like sometimes destiny just open the doors for you and like send you a lot of opportunities, and you just decide to take this or not to take. And I decided to have this experience in my box. Like, why not? So just will.
I think it's great. And I think that that's such a good point you hit on is like stepping out of your comfort zone, doing new experiences that you haven't done before. I think just help you grow as not only a businesswoman, but also as a person.
Well, plus there is a cool networking space because Elon Musk will go probably, and the whole like elite from LA, like and from California will come, and crypto friends as well. So it's a good opportunity to meet people like not in the suits or not like around their booth or conference stuff. So like in the most unexpected conditions ever. So I think it could be really awesome to find someone like, yeah, like from the crypto community, and a lot of people will be there. Definitely.
That'll be exciting. Well, if you meet Elon Musk, tell him on my bucket list, I want to drink a Coors Light with him.
Okay, no worries. You got it.
So that's going to be so exciting. But I feel like Burning Man's probably going to have a big, like, I don't know if I'm wrong, but like a big NFT type.
Yeah, they are trying to include something like that. Like, and Burning Man ecosystem is really huge. I didn't even realize this because, like, I told my friends that I had to participate on those kind of festivals when I was in Russia. So, but no, this is like completely not the same. And they are trying to include like NFTs and metaverse experience and some Web3 stuff, especially because this is like something about modern art, this huge piece of art, sculptures around, etc., etc. So I guess the best way is to digitalize this art, so to make NFTs from them, because they are unique. Each year is like not like previous one. So I think this is one of the best decisions, just to make NFTs from them.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like, because so many people haven't had this experience, but you see the pictures and you see just this amazing art. And that's the kind of really what NFTs are really kind of about. I mean, they're about more, but the main kind of driving force right now is
Mhm.
the art,
Yeah, right, correct.
the creativity. So let's get into, first of all, before we go into Cointelegraph, I want you to tell us about how you got into the crypto space.
Wow, this is actually the fun story because it wasn't my plan as well. I I have three educations, three degrees, and like in early 2017, I used to play in theater a lot, and it was my passion. Then I was disappointed in the theater ecosystem, and I was trying to understand how I can combine all the experiences which I have in life, because I already was like a chief executive, like editor-in-chief in fashion magazine. So plus I have economy education, plus I like stage and to be on stage and public speaking and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like how I can combine this. And unexpectedly, I went to one interview, and it was a crypto company, not Cointelegraph. I just started to work in this field, and everything was so like so unique and unusual. Like it's something like from traditional economy, but still not the same. And then they sent me to raise money for their project to Hong Kong, and I raised for them $1 million. And after that, like I guess everyone started to hunt on me on the market, but I made my choice and choose Cointelegraph as my new family. I came to Cointelegraph as head of events and communications. Then I became creative director and then chief executive of Cointelegraph Communications. Yes.
I mean, that's unbelievable. This was in such a short time span, really, that
Yes,
you were able
yes,
to accomplish.
everything was so fast. Like yes, everything was so fast, and even right now, almost like 4 years at Cointelegraph and almost like 5.5 years in crypto industry in general. I feel that like like already a lot of years like passed by, but it's just 4 or 5 years. So yeah.
Well, I mean, so much has happened in this space in that
Yeah.
time span. But just the fact that you got hired at this company and then
Yeah.
in 4 years you became the CEO is the most unbelievable. You should be like so proud of yourself. That is unbelievable story.
Oof. It wasn't it wasn't part of the plan either, because you're just like working and doing like your stuff well, and you are trying to help anyone around, and then pandemic began, and we started to communicate more about personal stuff, etc. And so like it just happens at the result, because we became like, well, like so deep inside like each situation, and we became real family during this period of time. So
Yeah.
everything was for good.
I mean, it's amazing. So tell us about Cointelegraph so people that aren't familiar with it can be introduced.
It's hard to be not familiar with Cointelegraph, because
This is true.
Cointelegraph is almost Forbes in crypto. We are covering blockchain, IT, and fintech news since 2013, so almost for 10 years already. And we have 18 million unique users, and we have now 12 language versions. Like we are worldwide, and I guess the last several countries, like we are not covering, like we are still trying to find partner in Australia, in India, and in Africa, and like other regions we already cover. And that's awesome. Like when you can, like just to realize how huge is this, like how many people involved in this, because like when you're traveling, you can come to each city on a planet, and like, and you will find our journalist, contributor, like friend or employee, like who used to work at Cointelegraph previously several years ago. And when you already touch this, like you're a part of the huge family. Like, so yeah, like Cointelegraph is a very huge ecosystem, and I am so proud to be the part of this ecosystem, because like, yeah, like I'm just a part of the huge system. But when you feel that you can involve, like to be involved in this stuff, to make something that can change the system in general, to understand how system works, not just to raise one more additional $1 million, but like to share with the audience your experience, and to be really useful, because this is a part of our like new generation. We are all talking about like decentralization, going to Web3, etc., etc. But what does it mean for the community? It means that you can really create something unique, and you can change the rules, so you can change the whole world, and all the world will play by your rules. So isn't it exciting? I guess it is.
I mean, it's unbelievable, and it is like it's such it's a newer space, but I think we're seeing more mass adoption. I talked in my intro about how people are losing faith in our current financial system, and so crypto is a great alternative. But obviously, people need to understand and have the proper research before taking the risk. So it's great that your company can provide them with the information that they need to make the decision for themselves.
Yeah, of course. Like it seems that since we have internet, it's so easy to have an education or to have some knowledges to enter the industry. And yes and no at the same time, because yes, there are a lot of information, but at the same time, you have to check this information. Even if you're like a new person here, and it's easy to you to believe in like each piece of news, but we are trying to check the facts. So if you're like trying to go inside the industry, be aware of scammers, and be sure that you're reading like trustful resources, like not just Cointelegraph. We have like CoinDesk as well. We have like BTC.com, Bitcoin News, etc. So like be patient to learn the knowledges, the proper knowledges, the evergreen content. Like even if you are thinking that you're started to understand how Bitcoin and crypto works, like just make a step back. Sometimes like if you want to jump high, you have to make steps back. So like just be patient and learn piece by piece how it works, and one day you will just wake up with all these knowledges inside your head and like understand, wow, now I know how it works. Because like it's so easy to find the people who will make a fool of you, like and you they will just use your trust and they will just take the money like from you, and that's it. So be careful, and yes, read Cointelegraph.
Yeah, exactly. I know it is so scary, because you are hearing about a lot of these, scammers or projects that they really have no roadmaps behind them. We saw a lot of that in the NFT space,
Yeah.
rug pulls. But then obviously you and I talked when we had met offline about, the Terra Luna thing was so big, and
Well, yes,
that were directly impacted by that. And that wasn't a scam. It wasn't set up as a scam. It just,
yeah, it just hurt.
yeah. So
And
it's definitely,
it's hard to predict. Like everyone is trying to make crypto predictions. Like, wow, crypto market works like that. Like it would be several waves of crypto markets, etc. But like it's still hard to understand the whole point, and this is amazing. And at the end of the day, it's not just about technologies, it's about people inside who involved, because people are so different from so different spheres. Like I used to be like an actress and editor-in-chief in Russian fashion magazine. Like some people came from other industries, like not just from IT and fintech. So how many different connections you can make when you are inside this field, inside this industry, how many really interesting people who are like so passionate about what are they doing. So yeah, I'm so excited every day because of the people around.
yeah, no, and it does. It brings together a very diverse group of people from all walks of life, which is so cool. Because when you think of like finance, traditional finance, you think of Wall Street, and then you think of like, okay, you've got to fit into this very specific mold and wear these very specific clothes, and it's boring. And then also with Wall Street, because these companies were so, I mean, they restricted your social media, and if you had a social media, it better be private, because God forbid you put something on there that they didn't agree with, you could be fired. And we witnessed that a lot. But crypto is like a totally different animal. Like they want you to have a huge social following, to create impact, influence,
Yes,
yourself.
personal
Yes.
brands.
Which is so great, because I feel like a lot of people want to leave the traditional finance system because they're like, I want to be myself. I feel like I'm being like like shielded almost, and I can't really be, true to myself, which causes a lot of depression, obviously. So yeah, I'm all about the crypto. I love crypto. Obviously, I think it's important to diversify. I wouldn't tell anyone in my right mind to be all into crypto, but I think you should have a very good majority, a good portion of it into crypto. That's just my personal opinion. Again, this isn't financial advice. Do your own research.
Well, at least this is the future, and a lot of traditional businesses go into crypto because everyone wants to touch the trend,
Yeah.
But I always tell everyone that we have to be connected, because we are like young generation who are just trying to make things right. But those people have really good economy, financial education. So just imagine how wonderful it could be if we will take their experience to our passion and like to our financial resources and instruments. It could be really powerful too, but we have to blind this word between us, because sometimes like we are so like we do not want traditional businesses to come here. Like of course we want, because like we can make a consulting for you and like take your money, but stay away in your Ivy League and classy suit. Like no, we should be more friendly in our community. We should to combine our forces, because when you're trying to analyze that people build the whole infrastructure inside, especially inside the US. I moved to US half of the year ago, and I still trying to figure it out, how the system works and how country works. And I really respect people who made the business here legal business, really, because it's so hard. Bureaucracy is insane. So like guys, you're awesome and amazing. So let's please come and teach us how to make things right, because like we have a lot of solutions, but sometimes we do not have such powerful tools inside the government, inside like bureaucracy and legal stuff. So yes, we definitely need some kind of expertise here, their expertise. So we have to be friendly with those two worlds.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So that brings up another point I wanted to discuss. In your opinion, how do you think when they finally figure out what the crypto regulation will be, what kind of impact it's going to have on the markets, the crypto market?
Well, it's really cool question, because in my personal opinion, there are too many ways how it could be. Like, first of all, regulations. Some countries already have regulations. Some still like, wow, crypto, this is like, you told, it's a completely different animal, and we do not want to deal with this animal at all. So if we are talking about crypto adoption, like mass adoption and everything, like will be by one rule for it, like for everyone in the world, how it can make an impact for the markets? Well, the main question for me still is like, would traditional market and crypto market be like the same thing altogether? So of course, sometimes like you're watching BBC or something like that, and you see like the price of Bitcoin, etc., etc. So it's like already inside traditional system, but volatility of the crypto market is so huge that you still cannot trade like on like crypto on forex, like something like that. So and the main question is like how our two worlds could be combined, and all the people will understand this, because a lot of conservative people, they just even do not want to understand what is this. So they are like, and I understand that several generations ago everything is changing so fast, and you cannot just put inside your head that like just 70 years ago Elvis Presley died, and like right now we have the whole metaverse and Web3 universe and all of this stuff, and like how you can just put all these facts inside your head. Well, like let's see crypto adoption. We are always talking about decentralization and different types of adoption, but we are still a bit far away from that, and this is, I guess, the main obstacle to use the crypto in real life. Because, for example, in Georgia, which is the country, like not US state, in Georgia, it's so easy to take money off the exchange. So you literally can like use each ATM. Like there are a lot of services. You can just like easily exchange your crypto money for US dollars and whatever currency you want, fiat, like everything. And it's so hard to make it like in US, for example, right now.
Right.
Like especially for the people who haven't got any US documents, like, or they are in the process of US documents and do not have like social security number and credit score. It's almost impossible to make the accounts like through Coinbase or Binance US. So like, but what if their salaries and their like usual income, everything is in crypto? How to use this in real life? And still, like, for example, a lot of people like migrate to US recently because of the political situation, and they are started to find like apartments and accommodation, and it's almost impossible to prove that this account, like this like wallet or account on exchange, belongs to you.
Yeah.
I faced this problem by my own. This is the situation when you exactly like when you have money, but you cannot prove that this is your money and this is
Right.
your legal money, like your salary. And when we are faced the problem, like the basic problem of survival like this, how we can talk about the hugest thing about the mass adoption, the space, like, and all this stuff if we are still on that page. Like we still cannot use this in real life everywhere. Like I can use this in Turkey, in Georgia. It was easy in Russia before the sanctions and the war. Like Asia, completely different world with WeChat and all their stuff. They're like from different planets. So we have to find a compromise somehow here, or it would be almost impossible to involve as much people as possible inside this ecosystem because too many rules to understand. So
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing too, is like, crypto is the whole, and Web3 is the whole decentralization. But what we've witnessed with a lot of these companies and exchanges is that there really still is a lot of centralization in here.
yeah,
And it's kind of not the point. So we have to kind of try to, strip that back. And if we do have the same regulations that the stock market has and the bond market has, I don't think they can, because that creates a very centralized world. There's a lot of problems with traditional finance that I found where, I had the SEC on here and she was wonderful. She couldn't get into too much detail, but everybody kind of knows the SEC is always out to protect Wall Street. They'll say they protect Main Street, but everybody who deals with this knows that that's not the case. I mean, GameStop and AMC was a huge thing.
yeah.
So if we have the same regulation, then I feel like we would be making crypto centralized versus decentralized. So I think the
Like
regulation.
fork, like fork, two versions of the same world, and you have to choose your fate in what exactly you believe, like in centralized or decentralized system.
Well, right, exactly. And I think people, if people that aren't educated necessarily yet in the crypto space are just used to centralization, so they would probably pick that option versus like
Yeah.
the decentralization. But let's talk about, because this has come up and it could be an issue. So you and I are both on the page where we're like, decentralization, we love crypto, we love the environment, we love the business, everything, what it stands for, the fundamentals. But we're hearing conversations out there about the government instituting central bank digital currency. And people have to understand this is not a good thing because it's not decentralized. They'd be able
um
to control it, right?
yes, but they're trying to put this thought in our heads that centralized means protected, supported by government, that like it's more like predictable, etc. And for people who didn't understand the point, like the main point of decentralization and why we are trying to live in this type of conditions and world, it's easy for them to believe because they making this makes their usual life predictable, which means safe. So they are like just thinking maybe that their digital assets will be more protected and safe, I guess. So we still have a lot of conversations, even like when we are doing interviews or when you meet someone on the conference special, like new people inside the space, and you can see so many opinions right now, and it's almost impossible to argue with them because they like do not want even to go deep inside the question and understand the points. So the world already split it.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah. So I to be honest, I still do not know how it will be at the result, but we'll see. We'll see.
I know. Well, because I've read a lot of different information about it, but it just seems like it would be a currency where it's like, okay, you move to a cashless society. Well, now they're really tracking absolutely everything you do, and then if they don't like what you're doing, they'll just they can shut off your mouth.
Yes, of course, and they
That's
will have an access to
frightening.
your account, and they will just close all your access to all your money.
This is the scariest thing ever. And so when people are like, "Oh, what about this central bank digital currency?" I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Like it is, that is bad. Crypto, good. I don't consider that crypto." That's like,
It would be like in Black Mirror series when everything will be controlled by government and each your step will be recorded and like Big Brother is following you and all this stuff.
that would be a terrible world.
Like yes, we are trying to be transparent in our like decentralization system. We are trying to be transparent. We are trying to like to show like all the blockchain process, but still we respect the privacy of this process. And here we see the different situation. So who knows? Like especially like it's hard to talk from the media side because as a media we cannot say out loud our own opinion because like each of us like as a human being has like own opinion. Like I have my own opinion, our editor-in-chief Christina has her own opinion, but as a media we have to stay neutral. We can just share facts and people have to make the conclusion of these facts by themselves. So yeah, like it's hard to openly answer this question because like we still have our editorial policy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, at least crypto media is following the rules. It feels like all the other news that you read with, non-crypto news is all, it feels like it's mostly opinions now.
Well, yes, especially when social like before the social media, regular media and newspapers were just like one and only way to understand what is happening inside the world. Now each influencer has his own Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. And they can share opinion. And sometimes when like, I don't know, founder of some company say it loud his own thoughts, it literally means that the whole company goes to like through this path and like sometimes it's hard to be neutral because a lot of so like they are posting in social media all the day. Like even from traditional spheres, Donald Trump can move all the prices by his tweet. What we are talking about, like so like all the newsletters will just took his quote and like text something. Meanwhile, prices already going down or going up, and like process happening faster than it could be observed in the media.
Yeah.
So media is the largest structure right now. Social media is the largest structure right now.
Yeah, no, it's so true because I think a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, got kind of turned off by news. So, you see like CNN, they're trying to rebrand because of their ratings were in the tank to become more, centered news where it's just what should have been, which is here's the facts. You may not agree with it, but these are the facts. This is what we're reporting. There's no outside opinion. These are the facts. Do what you want with it. Boom.
Yes. Plus now you have social media opinions. You have to compare these opinions to understand like what is right, and truth is somewhere in the middle. So pretty hard to make an exact conclusion. So this is the worst and the best thing about crypto, which I like.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you guys choose what to cover at Cointelegraph? Because there's so much going on.
We have independent editorial ecosystem. So like me by myself and other like C-level management, we cannot push them to cover something. We have some departments, like one department covering like market news, one department covering like hot news, which is like just going. Like some of editors works with news from regions, and we are trying to cover this as well. I think that news can be divided on two sections, just like something just happened and something which can be reasonable for the market and for audience. And of course, we are trying to catch this reasonable and important info lines and cover them so everyone will be up to date with the new information. And for other type of materials, and of course we are receiving a lot of press releases every day, like a lot of people want to share the news about their companies, etc., etc. We have an advertorial department. This is separate editors, separate department which helps our clients and friends to cover their news, but this is like on payment basis. So like, yes, we have organic coverage and paid coverage, because like we can share this news with our editors and ask them, like, do you think it's worth to cover that news? Like, and our editors can answer to us, like, we already have like 10 news about this topic, like why we have to cover like one more? Or this is pretty important thing, like put us in connection, we will talk about and maybe make like AMA session or YouTube interview or whatever. Or like, I'm so sorry, this is not so interesting. Of course, this is a huge step for their company, but for the crypto market is nothing. So I'm so sorry, but maybe we have to put them in connection with business development and they will help to show the perfect side of the question. So for some part of our audience, it could be useful to read. So please do this. So the process is like, in a nutshell, looks like this. Like, of course, it's much more deeper than I said, but like in every way, something like that.
Oh, that's, I mean, yeah, it's so interesting, like how kind of everything works and how stuff gets covered and what's in, it's like a whole process. It's like a machine behind the
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes we are thinking that it just works somehow.
I
Because
mean,
like when the new person is coming to the company and we are trying to onboard the person, sometimes you're just, well, how we will start all this?
yeah,
Sometimes it's better just like work for 1 week and you will like put inside your head everything like which should be there.
yeah,
Sometimes it's even hard to explain how it works because like it's already integrated and in our lives. This is the second thing which I like the most about my job and about the Cointelegraph in general, that it makes you free. You can work from whatever place you want. You can choose, like,
love that.
like I'm in Los Angeles right now, and the main thing I should worry about is time zones, because if I want to have a call with the person from Thailand, I have to be very creative in my schedule to pick the right time. Like, of course, my friends from traditional businesses, they are hating me so much because I'm all the time on the phone, like in the laptop, etc., etc. Some days could be more busy than others. Some like could be really like free and chilly. But this is really cool because you know, like they say, find the perfect profession which drives you, and you will not work any day in your life. So
It's so true, and it sounds like you have found that.
well, I found this, I found this, and it was a biggest surprise for me, and I respect this a lot. So like my company gives me so many freedom in my personal opinion, in my actions inside the company. Like we can discuss everything, and this is so flexible environment that you can discuss with your like employees, friends, colleagues, how to make this more useful for the audience, more useful for the company, and you will just implement this. So you have a lot of power, and power always comes with responsibility. So when you feel all this, you can become mature person, like much more mature when you're just a small part of the ecosystem of like traditional company from 9 till 6 with a comfortable, predictable weekend and Saturday and vacation 2 times in a year. So yeah, like I didn't say that this is bad, this is just a bit boring for me. But
Well,
yeah.
exactly. And that's why everyone needs to find what's good for them and what, I'm somebody who doesn't do well with too much downtime. So for me, it's like I like the hustle of having my hands on
Right.
things.
Yeah.
So I can always, but that's just the way my brain works. I like to relax sometimes, but too much downtime, I start to go, I'm like I start thinking of things and my anxiety. And so for me, it's like, I like so,
Yeah.
and I think you're probably similar. You're like, I don't mind working when I need to, or working, like it doesn't feel like work because I love it.
Yeah, of course, it could be different situation. Like I took my mother to vacation on Cyprus and she was like, wow, the perfect vacation. And it was like really tough time on crypto market. And I spent the whole day with the laptop on the beach. And I was like, yes, mom, it's really cool. You're like, I'm enjoying as well. Yes, yes, yes. Like just 10 more calls and I'm free for today.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure she
So, yeah.
understands it and is very proud,
Yeah, like yes, sometimes it is like that, but you can really enjoy the life. You will never, like sometimes when you meet the cool people around the world, like for example how I met you, like
Yeah.
if the not crypto sphere, who knows how else we could be connected. But like after we are starting to like making conversations, we started like you exactly were in our like music recording session, and
Yep.
like how many things could be connected inside the crypto. So
And it's so cool. But yeah, so just so you guys know, we met through a mutual friend. I had gone to the golf course to play golf, and then he's also a musician and was coming back to record a song. And Anastasia was there because you also have a passion for music and creating songs.
yeah.
It was amazing. So you guys collaborated on a song and it was beautiful.
Yeah, we decided like we talked too much about technologies and how we can support each other in that space. Then he shared that he's also a musician, and I always had a dream to sing my own songs, etc. So we created several songs all together, and this is already completed EP. First EP based like on 4 or 5 songs. Like we are trying still to record the 5th one, and
So cool.
yeah, like, and then we decided like what if we will make NFTs from them, like we are usually trying to combine all the forces we have and take all the traditional stuff to the crypto stuff and make this like small creative crypto marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's so great. And I love the fact that like this is really what crypto is kind of stands for, is like being your authentic self. Like you're running it like the largest crypto media company, but you're like, I also have a dream to sing. And in this industry, that's like totally accepted and encouraged.
Yes, yes, yes. From traditional field, they
Yeah.
will tell you like you're making too much, like you have to choose just one. Like
Right.
you always have to choose something. And crypto tells you, guys, like look at Elon Musk. You can be successful in all the things you want at the same time, making them in
Yes.
parallel. So why you have to choose just one? The world is so big. I want it all. I want to choose everything.
Yeah.
Why not? So yeah, it was just my choice to choose all this.
And I think it's amazing. Wait, so when are the songs going to be available for people to listen to?
I hope in the end of September, because we want to make several videos for them and release all the 5 songs and videos all together. So to make a completed like album prepared.
Yeah, and because you have a great voice.
Thank you so much.
And I was watching some of your stories in this past month, and you've been taking like voice lessons and choreography lessons and
Yeah, it also it wasn't part of the plan. It just happened to me
yeah.
that like friend of our mutual friend just took my hand, like, I know you can do better because like you have a great voice, but you need to understand how to use this.
Yeah.
And he took me to vocal class of Craig Derry. He's 75 years old man who worked with Michael Jackson, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and all those famous names, which is still impossible for me to believe in, but I Googled it and I found that he's not joke. And now like me, and he like, wow, you have so wide range, like let's make lessons together so you can understand how to use all this range in your songs. And I just began, and this is like complete like fabric of stars, so like X Factor, you know, that they have a lot of students and you have tasks, and every week you have a concert and you have to prepare something, and you have vocal lessons every day. Like after my job, between the conferences, like around 9 p.m. I am doing like all the time. And I was thinking, wow, how crazy life could be, like how crazy and unpredictable life could be.
Yeah, but I think that's so cool. And that's such a good message that you really said there. It's like with how Elon is just, you can do it all. Like you don't have to choose. And I think in you're living proof of that. And I love that, because there's so many people that are like, oh, I really want to do this, but I also want to do this. Which one do you think I can make the most money at? How about both? Because you love it.
Yeah.
It's life.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people, the life push people to make a choice, to raise some money to support themselves, the family. It's hard to be creative when you're thinking how to buy a piece of bread. So yes, like it's pretty understandable. And even if inside your soul you're a great singer, a great artist, like dancer, whatever, you cannot use your talent, since like in a plane, you have to put mask firstly on yourself and then like on your child. I wish that crypto industry can help people develop themselves and make money from activities they really want. This is a cool field, like NFT and metaverse space. This is a cool field for the new generation artists who are trying to be popular. And firstly, like it was so easy through TikTok, but now like seems it's going to be tougher and tougher like every day, because a lot of people just went to TikTok like, I want to be popular, I do not need a producer, I can do it by myself, I do not need a center. So now they can prove that their piece of musical identity or like creative identity is protected by author rights, and like they can sell NFTs and making money. Not just like if you're downloaded your music to Apple Music, you have to pay a fee, so you will have just percentage from your money if you will sell, if somebody will buy your music. Like in NFTs you can have like one more like opportunity to raise the money, like people can collect you. And since especially in show business, people expect not just good voice or cool appearance or beauty or talent or something. They also want all of this. They want to see the show, the cool dance, the expertise, person should to write a book, memoirs, like a film. Look at Kanye West. Like he has documentary albums, social story of his divorce. He's also like wrote a book or something. He's digital influencer. He's trying to go to crypto and all this stuff all together. And his fans love him because of this. So each of you and me, we can be the same, because like if one did this, we can make this happen as well. So why not?
Yes, and that is so true. Go after your dreams plural, because you can always have more than one, and you should have more than one. I totally think is a good thing. So I wanted to ask you, who are some of your, because crypto has a lot of influencers, right? In Twitter and Instagram and other social platforms. So who are some of your favorite crypto people to follow? Because you have a big following too.
My favorite crypto people to follow. It's hard question, because you cannot mention all of them.
Yeah.
Like I really like to follow Michael Novogratz because he's an example how people from traditional hard business can come to crypto successfully, to be like mature enough and like not a teenager, and prove that they can have the huge piece of crypto pie and still live with on the same wave with the young generation,
Yeah.
and prove this every day. I respect this a lot, and for me it means something. It means that like you can see the point B somewhere, that like I wish I can make the same, like when I will be 50 something. So
Yeah, totally.
this is like Elon Musk. Of course, we can talk about him a lot and judge his actions or not, but we cannot like wear his shoes. We have just our own, and nobody knows how difficult it is to prove yourself in all those fields and still have your own voice and opinion. I respect him because he literally can do whatever he wants.
Yep.
He has the freedom. He's a good example of the freedom. He can like, okay, I can buy Twitter. Like, why not? Like, and I will post there whatever I want. And who will tell me no? Like, look at me. And this is like, wow, like you can be, well, it's cruel. No, you do not deserve it. But while we're just talking about him, he's making his own deals and making his wishes come true. And like all this Tesla thing, etc., etc. So like how many people already using Tesla? So this is like also a piece of something, like when we will describe 2020s, like, and we will mention several hashtags, we will definitely mention crypto, metaverse, NFTs, Tesla, which exactly means Elon Musk. Hello there. Like, and this is pretty amazing. Like, of course, sometimes people go in like too high or like too low, because when you have all the instruments and power, you're starting to touch different things because you want to change your ecosystem and to try almost everything. And this is not bad. This is just a part of experience. When we will be there, we will make our own conclusions and tell about this. So I guess those people like very like means pretty much like their experience, like and I know a lot of my friends, they are not so like top 100 influencers in the field, but their thoughts about the market, how their mindset works, how they're making deals with their employees inside the company, their internal ecosystem and ambience inside. I respect them so much because it shows how different people could be, and everyone can have this piece of pie. It doesn't mean that everything is already taken by someone else. You still can have it, and you still can build this in the best way for you and for the people who will come to you. Because like how many people live in the earth? Like sometimes for the successful company you need just 100. So
Exactly. So do you have any other names that people can follow?
I think like it would be not honest to mention all of the people I'm following, because like I can tell about them so many cool things.
There's definitely a lot.
You can just open my Twitter and follow all of the people who I'm following.
So okay, that brings us to the next thing. What is your Instagram and your Twitter so people can follow you?
In Instagram it's pretty easy to find me, Anastasia Drinevskaya. So yeah, you can just I know it's hard, but you can go to my LinkedIn page or to our Cointelegraph website, and you will have like in the team members, all the social networks where I am. So you can find their LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, and it would be pretty easy to follow me and to see how my day works, like every day.
It's very inspiring, and it's very, very interesting. So you guys definitely check that out. Her name and how you spell it, so it's easy for you to find, will be in the show notes and the title of the episode, obviously. So you'll be easily be able to spell it and figure it out. And you're also very popular, so you pop up right away. So that's the good news too.
Well, I'm just trying to be myself, I guess. When you're like,
I love that.
Several years ago, like maybe 7-8 years ago, I was thinking that fake it till you make it will works. But now, like after I realized that I definitely have to become the person I imagine in my head for myself firstly, because it's like other roles already taken. You have just this one, and the best way is just to be yourself and enjoying the ride. Things are changing so quickly. You have to live in the same internal moment, because it's hard to predict crypto as the same way it's hard to predict life.
Right. So you got to go with the flow and be smart, but also follow your dreams. And I guess the most important thing is to be happy and do what you love, and don't let the opinions of others hold you back.
Yes. Be brave. Be brave to follow your dreams, because it can come true so easily and much more faster that you are thinking about. So
and there are
be aware that everything can be true.
And that was something that was hard for me, because I started as a comedian, and I still love doing comedy, but more of my success came from pivoting into other areas within entertainment, more on like the producing side. So you can.
I do like this thing about you. I do like this thing about you. You have so sharp mind that you can literally like catch the phrase and the word, and literally like this is like a conversation tennis, like you can be so like really creative, like I guess lack of my English vocabulary, like I cannot say so many things which I would love to say.
No, you sound great.
So like I'm so admiring the personalities like you, and this is not like one more average compliment like how amazing you are. Just imagine like how you switch the field and still using your best skills and sense of humor, because humor equals intellect. Stupid people cannot make good jokes. That's fact.
I'll take it. Yes. If next time somebody asks me, if they say, "Hey, are you smart?" I'm just going to reply with, "I'm funny." And if they get it, they'll be like, she is smart. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm funny sometimes. Depends on the situation.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, this has been amazing. So you guys definitely go check out Anastasia, follow her, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. She's got an amazing journey. She's an inspiration. If you're an adult listening to this and you got a teenage daughter, I think they should follow you, because you are an inspiration and somebody that younger generations and current generations should, or older generations should look up to. So kudos to you. I'm so glad that we connected through our mutual friend, and I'm excited to hang out more when I'm back in New York this fall.
I will. Looking forward to it.
Yes. Well, have fun at Burning Man and be safe. Make good decisions. I know you will.
Yeah. Life is about the choice. So yeah. I will definitely come back. And in the worst case, I will have a good story to tell.
That's what life. You know what? If you're questioning if you should do something, obviously don't do something that's going to land you in jail or hurt anybody else. But if you're questioning if you should do something, always remember, if it makes a good story, the answer is always yes.
Right. Especially when you work in the media. When you have a good story, the answer is always yes.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Anastasia, and thank you to everybody else who is listening, wherever you may be. We will see you next time to find out who's next.
Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.